Uganda started the journey to liberation, and is something we should really always remember. And I appeal to all Ugandans to use this peace and security that exists to develop themselves, to ensure we all work very hard to develop this country, and to also ensure we love our country. And for us as national guides, we insist that patriotism and nationalism is the only way to go for this country. And we thank the gallant men and women who sacrificed their lives to make us reach here. I appeal to all Ugandans to respect their country, to love their country, to promote our national values, to promote our national ethics, so that this country can move forward. Yeah.
Well, I very much want to thank you so much, Honorable Kabyanga, and the best I can actually say is Karibu, welcome, and we pray that it shall all go with well.
I'm happy to be in the Elgon area, which is nearly at the same altitude with Kasese, and you know the Bagiso and the Bakonzo share a lot, so I'm at home.
You are at home.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Kabyanga is the State Minister for National Guidance. And of course, we are at the Maluku Bomber Grounds here in Mbale City. This is where the 41st anniversary of the Uganda People's Defence Forces is actually happening. To just let you know that we were here about 2 years ago, on the 8th of March 2020, when we celebrated the International Women's Day. Now, this day again comes back, and I will welcome the spokesperson of the Uganda People's Defence Forces and the Minister of Defence and Veteran Affairs, Brigadier General Felix Klaije, to also speak to us. You're very welcome, General Klaije.
Thank you so much.
First and foremost, congratulations for the new appointment and the new assignment of being the spokesperson of the forces and the ministry.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Here is where we are today, and the significance of us being at Maluku here is maybe what the people would want to know. Why are we here and not in Kololo or elsewhere in the country?
Thank you so much. Good morning, viewers, and good morning, Jagenda. The theme itself of the celebration tells you why we are here. We are retracing the steps of the people's struggle. The struggle against dictatorship was born in Elgon region, 1971, then 72. Most of the activities that were being done against Idi Amin, the first activities were being done here. When President Museveni, as a student leader, had linked up with the Vietnam Solidarity Committee of Dan Wadada Nabudere, of Lomongin, of Nagimesi, and the Magudi Kuya. So our womb is very good as the struggle is. So that's why we normally say the 81-86 struggle was a third phase of what had begun by the Kabaregas and then the Lomonginis and the Mambe Mukwana. So we are here because we are retracing where we came from.
There are people who think and say you are trying to run away from the Luwero triangle narrative, maybe for a number of reasons, that the national resistance movement has become very unpopular amongst that region. Is that why you are now talking about being born here and not the Mecca that we've always known, which is the Luwero triangle?
Mecca is the birth, but before you are born, you are conceived. You were conceived in very good. Now, can you forget where you are conceived from? Would you forget the one who carried you in her womb? Certainly not. If it's about running away from opposition, this region was a stronger UPC, was a UPC stronghold. Even in the 2016 elections, there were many FDC MPs from this region. So we cannot be running away from Luwero because of opposition and we come to Bugisu, which was even more opposite to us. So I think, in this country, what I've come to learn, always people will look for something negative on anything you do. But those can't divert you from your axis of advance. We have, you see, if you don't remember your history, you get lost. So that's why you're saying we must retrace our journey so that we keep on our axis.
I represent a big majority of very many young Ugandans who just had stories of the UNLA, the UNLF, the Uganda Army, etc. And they hear about so many atrocities that those regimes or those particular armies did to the people of Uganda. The advent of the NRA had actually brought some very good relief. The UPDF has been a pro-people army. Lately, it's also in the limelight for very bad reasons of torture, and people are saying we have slidden back into the days of UA, UNLF, etc. What would you have to say about that as we celebrate 41 years today in the light of the tortures that are being attributed to your force?
When you are moving on foot, you can knock your foot on the stone, you can step in a ditch. It does not mean you don't see. Okay? But it means that you have actually encountered an accident along the way. 2, you may fall sick, malaria, you may get typhoid. It does not mean you are no longer alive. So, true, some errors have been made by individuals, but the character of the APDF still remains a people's army. And our coming here is not cosmetic. Yes, we do symbolic activities, but it is to state that please, we are still your army. We thank you for supporting us. So, yes, errors have happened. People, but the atrocities which are committed in the 70s and 80s went unpunished. Today, how many people have we put in the court martial, for example, for the November riots? Okay? Or aren't we now hunting for the soldier who shot the policeman? We are hunting for him to arrest him. Previously, you do whatever you do, and you go scot-free. Yes. So, I assure the young Ugandans, we are still for you. And after all, many of us now are your generation and below. Yes. So talk to your age mates to behave themselves as we also train them.
Okay. One simple message to the UB40s of this country.
UB40s, first of all, congratulations for 41 years of peace and stability. 41 years of being able for you now to think and innovate. So our expectations for the young people, use this peace and stability to innovate and transform yourself and transform the country.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brigadier General Felix Laige, spokesperson of the UPDF and the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs. And of course, you've heard from him, and here is where we are today. He's given us that very good synopsis of why specifically we are actually here and not anywhere else, because the theme talks about retracing the history of this particular struggle. Of course, we're here to see lots of things, and we expect that His Excellency the President will be arriving anytime from now, because he's the main celebrant of this particular day. You're very welcome, sir, and happy Tarehe Sita.
Thank you. Happy Tarehe Sita.
Yes, thank you very much. Here is where we are today celebrating this day, and to so many people out there, they would love to really know why we celebrate this and why we are still celebrating this particular day. Is it still of any relevance to us as Ugandans?
Thank you very much. We are celebrating Tarehe Sita. The purpose of celebrating Tarehe Sita is one to commemorate our relationship with the Wananchi, and also who started the struggle. And UPDF as a culture, every year we celebrate and we take back to the community. We do some activities. I have been involved in handing over some of the facilities, CIMIC projects by UPDF to the community in Kapchorwa. And it's very good to celebrate and remember the pathway of our struggle, and also recognize the Wananchi who actually supported this army and the birth of UPDF.
What are some of these activities that you've been doing all through the Army Week and the time that you've been here, and which particular districts have benefited from your services during the Army Week?
Well, we have done health services to the community mobile clinics. We have rehabilitated the health centers, and we have rehabilitated some schools and constructed some projects. We have distributed 200,000 trees to change the environment. We have also distributed 2,000 mosquitoes in Kapchorwa. We have done quite something, and the community is very happy.
Okay. Well, that's very good. We thank you so much, and we want to wish you the best of this day.
Thank you very much. I wish everybody a happy Tarehe Sita for the 41st celebration.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, and of course, here is where we are today to let you know that we're celebrating the 41st anniversary of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. Now, this is traced back from 1981 on this day when 41 young men and 27 guns started a war against the sitting government for every reason that they had. And after 5 years, on the 26th of January, we saw them capturing power in Kampala, and of course they've been here since then. Now that was called the National Resistance Army, which in 2005 got an act of parliament, a statute of parliament, making it the Uganda People's Defense Forces. And so when we talk about UPDF at 41, to many people the question is, has the Uganda People's Defense Forces been here for 21? But remember, there is that metamorphosis from the National Resistance Army into the Uganda People's Defense Forces, and we now talk about retracing the people's struggle for peace and security for a modern Uganda. And just as you heard from General Felix Klaije, why are we in this particular place here in Maluku? For all those very important reasons. You've always heard the president himself. I talk about house number 48, and of course that is where he nearly encountered death. And just because he didn't die then, that is why we celebrate this year, and that's why we see all these things continue to happen. But it is where we are. We just want to welcome you again to be a part of the celebrations that we are part of until the very last minute of this day. Welcome again at UBC TV, where we are part of the 41 Tarehe Sita celebrations here at Maluku in Imbale.
Dr. Patricia Acham Ganyoshi Hirire Werukosi Inspector General wa Government ano Imbale City kwa kanye navi wanyala navi. So kushishebulira kusima elesa wa yinokolashina kushebulira bila ibya UPDF na mweni RM government na makolomandi inyumayo abembawe sutu ya shiro mobile boda ta na arisa wayi boda ya ambile la shifo wangi khalesa wayi ikusaya kutabuse Kampala wanga kana kutsiye Kenya boda ekutabula arisa wayi ibyo byose bilibila ibirelewere ni government ya NRM kukana kusima bibindi kuri babana basoma mu masomero bama kubasika bachehe inyuma yoyo nesawa iprogramu za government muri universal primary education, universal secondary education, ni BTVET, Buliando, even polytechnic. So
we continue again with coverage here at Maluku Boma Grounds in Imbale City, here specifically where we are celebrating the 41st Tarehe Sita celebrations. Now, just joining me is the Honorable Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, the Honorable Vincent Bamalanga Chisempija. You are very welcome, Sebo, and I am happy to have you here today.
Thank you very much.
This is your first celebration as Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs. I just want to know your thoughts, your experiences, your feelings, and your expectations of everything that is actually happening here today.
I'm really happy to be part of the 41st celebrations, but I'm also happy that I'm working with a very good team of generals, and of course we are also guided by His Excellency the President. Really, Minister of Defense is, I think, and the Veteran Affairs is a very good sector.
As a farmer, Honorable Minister, we saw you in the Ministry of Agriculture, in the Ministry of Maif, and you excelled in there because you had the background of farming. And people think you can only actually excel if you are in a place of your training or calling. We now see you in the forces. You are the Minister of Defense, and we do not know you as a general. We do not know you as one of those red stars or name it. No. How do you feel working with them, and how is work there, and how are you managing?
No, actually, really, I want to maybe assure you that I have some background. these generals with the forces, and of course I'm not new. I have some background with them, and I think I got a lot of training, especially of course I got some basic military training, that one is there, but also the message, the ideology of NRA, where I interacted, which I interacted with that time, really is just enough for me to move with the defense. And of course, we are always guided, as I informed you, defense is structured. So you move within that arrangement. You don't. There is nothing that you cannot.
Okay. In just a couple of months, Honorable Minister, you will be celebrating 1 year in there as Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs. What are some of these things that you two can actually look to and say, from the time I got in here, I have seen a few things happening for a period that is less than 1 year so far?
Yeah, we are moving on well. We have been able to get to our veterans. It was a very big issue. Those who served before had very many issues, which we are now handling. And I think the question of these complaints from the veterans, I think, will, in a few months, will be history.
Okay.
And then we have also gone into serious works. We have developed the engineering brigade. It's moving up. Everybody wants the engineering brigade to do everything in the country, I think, because of what is happening now. We are also, we have seen also NEC moving in the right enterprise cooperation, moving in the right direction. So many things are happening, really.
Okay. How about the issue with the people that the forces want to take over everything? They want to take over the civil service. They want to take over the contracts that have been done by different other agencies. People are looking at it as the army is getting fused into virtually everything. And what do you say to those who have problems with that?
No, not at all. Not at all. The army cannot take over everything. That is not possible. Even practically not possible. But they can do certain things better than others. So they can also support. I think what we are doing is to get some of our units to support the economy, but also support the private sector in various ways.
Okay.
Yes.
Very finally, Honorable Minister, what do you have to tell the people who say 41 years ago today, it was an illegality to go and fight a sitting government. Today, this is the day that we're celebrating, the day that we're commemorating, that this is the day that some young men went to overthrow a government, and nobody would want or would support the idea of overthrowing a government.
There are two things in nature. There is bad and good. If you are fighting for a good cause, then you should celebrate. If you achieve that success. If you are fighting for the bad cause, then it's terrible. But here, you are seeing men and women who fought for the good cause, and they succeeded in bringing peace, security, and now you see development coming in this land.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. I want to wish you the best of today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. The Honorable Vincent Vamalanga Chisempija is the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs, and this is his first Tarehe Sita celebration as Minister of Defense, and we want to wish him all the best, and of course the entire family of the UPDF and Ugandans at large. Let's enjoy this day.
Kinyo, Jamingo Museveni. Kiswe Chaloshe, Kiswe Ngarakwe. I'm Sabin, Chigo so UPDF. Kiswe Chaloshe, I'm Gwen. Capture a buko, Akiganda Kuku. Me don't set up to I'm Sabin. Don't you be go Mali, never your window. Kijo Rondo, I'm Sabin. Krebunye in Museveni. Kugatenye in Museveni. Tejaminga Jan Museveni. Krebunye in Museveni. Kugatenye in Museveni. Tejamaje UPDA. Under President Museveni's leadership, Jamaica remain NRM. Jamok na Menduda, Jamok Chogigorio, Jamok Chamemujege. Jaming Baba, Jaming Mama, Jaming Bigotogo.
Our Ugandan story isn't a new one. It's not about where we come from. It's about what can be accomplished when we're working, living, and growing together. It's about speaking the same language, the language of progress. We're Ugandans built